Angie here, and today I get to interview Tanya Donelly of the band Belly. I am so excited for this. I don't know how many of you know me well enough to know that Belly has been one of my favorite bands for close to 30 years. I've been a big fan of Tanya for just as long, if not more so. Um, I could barely sleep last night. I'm so excited to share this with you. So gather around. I hope you're as excited as I am because we're going to do something I've only dreamed of being able to do ever since I was a wee lass of 14 years old. So without further ado, let's do this.
Hi.
Hi, Tanya. How are you?
Good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. Can you
Oh,
hear
okay, great. I'm gonna have to take one phone off because
me?
I'm using my fancy mic.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm using my fancy iPhone here.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good.
How you holding up during this whole COVID craziness?
I mean, hey, it's not great to admit this, but we're slightly used to it at this, we're just sort of I think the vaccine news has made everything more tolerable. Um, so yeah, we're feeling better. But then we also have that, as soon as there's an end in sight, you have these moments of panic of just sort of, okay, we really can't get it now.
Exactly.
Just,
Yeah.
yeah.
And what is the world going to look like at that point too?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Such a different lifestyle.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
congratulations on Bees being picked for Red Out Groove's
Thank
release.
you.
That is
Thanks. I
fantastic.
know. Yeah, I know. I would honestly very surprised about, because it's Sinead for crying out loud. Like that did surprise me. But we'll take it. We're psyched. Happy about it.
Yeah, I got to say, it didn't surprise me. It really did.
Oh, that's nice to
Especially,
say.
coming off of Dove, you've got such loyal fans that have literally, as one of them myself,
Mm.
back in the day when you guys disbanded, that's one of the most heartbreaking things to hear,
Mm.
about a band.
I'm
So,
sorry. I really
oh,
am. No,
oh,
but really, for real, I know
but
we should have.
fast forward to now and a couple of years ago, and it was such a gift, such a treat for everybody.
Oh, thanks for saying that. Yeah,
Yeah,
for us too. I mean, an unexpected sort of 11th hour boost for us too.
yeah. So, how did that come about? The decision to release that?
Um, the bees, you mean, in specifically?
Well, first, Dove.
That Dev actually was long. We kind of slowly rolled toward that decision, because in 2016 that was just going to be the reunion tour, and that was going to be that. And then as we were rehearsing for that, we started to have conversations about, well, you know what, let's write a couple so there's something, so it feels less like a vanity project or like an exercise in nostalgia, so there's something, something new to energize us as well as people coming to the shows. So we wrote 4 songs at that point and decided that would be an EP. And then halfway through the tour, we sort of started soundcheck and started kind of writing again. And then Tom sort of said, let's just turn this into a full album. So
That's
yeah. And I feel also, and I've said this so many times, but had we not gotten together, that might be the one great regret at the end of my life, that we ended the way that we had back then. And this is just such a nice, it's more than a postscript, but it's like just a nice sort of second chapter to finish on. So
excellent. Now, when you say second chapter to finish on, is that sort of a last hurrah for Belly, or?
oh, I don't know. No, I don't even know that. We haven't, I think quarantine kind of put a halt to anything we were going to do. We were also talking about writing a little more and doing some acoustic versions, because we were supposed to have sort of, we were in the process of curating this mini festival in Providence that was going to be, we had all these bands on deck and authors and, multimedia artists and poets and painters and photographers. And that just sort of it disappeared. And at this point, I'm not sure. I'm hoping that with this good news this past week that we could just sort of pick up where we left off this summer, but we shall see. Yes, we have not. There hasn't been a breakup V2 as yet.
And that's even better news. So I have a very random question, and I'm going way, way, way back in the time machine here. You had mentioned long ago in an interview in your songwriting process that if you can understand the song, it's not personal. And I was curious to see how that's changed over the years.
It has not. That's still, that is still something. It took me a long time to figure that out too, because, there were a lot of times where I had to sort of think on my feet when people would ask me what songs were about. And I would just be like, oh, well, I think it's about this. And then, sort of later you come back to things, and it would, luckily, the fact that I tour a lot, as I'm, rehearsing old songs, you'll have these, I will. And I know I'm not the only songwriter. And, you might have your version of this too, where, you start to play something years later and you're like, oh, that's what that's about.
Yeah. One of my favorite things has always been like trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's probably been one of my games since I was a fan way back in the day.
Right.
But, and it's weird because it leaves it open to personal interpretation.
Right.
Which I think is a big part of your success, is that there's so much emotion behind the music, and anybody can easily connect with either this song or that song, and it gives all the feels.
I'm so that's like that's the ideal honestly for me, is if somebody can insert themselves into it.
Yeah, not too long ago, I had a friend that was really depressed, going through some tough times. And, he was defensive about people offering help, and kind of thought, oh, well, these people, they want to fix me, and this guy wants to fix me. And so I sent him a link to Human Child, and he heard that, and his whole attitude just sort of changed.
Oh my God.
It meant the world to him. It really did.
That is really, really. Thank you for telling me that. That's everything.
I was very touched.
Making me tear up. That is no, really. Thank you for telling me that.
And for me, I often, that's my go-to when I need to remind myself to not wallow and not stay in the past too long.
Yeah. And that's a very direct sort of conversation with someone, but also easily self-directed too, which I think almost 90% of my stuff could be turned right back around. So
yeah. So in terms of your solo career, I know you had mentioned in the past that you were going to focus more on collaboration work.
Yeah.
Now, I love what you did with the Parkington Sisters. That was great. That was sort of like the perfect pairing. It's kind of like you're looking back on it. Why hasn't this happened before?
Well, that's what we were sort of saying. And we've sort of over the years touched on it a lot. We should do this, we should do that, or we should do something. So they were the absolute first thing I thought of when American Laundromat, when Joe from American Laundromat got in touch with me. That was just an unbelievable experience recording with them.
I bet. Yeah, I was lucky enough to see them. They performed with, oddly enough, Dropkick Murphys.
Yeah.
And my Boss Jones at Fenway.
Yeah, the Dropkicks Dropkicks took them. I don't know if people call them that. I do, but
I think we all do.
Okay, all right, good. Makes it sound like I'm super chummy with them, which I'm not. they took them to Europe on tour. They really went to bat for the Parkingtons and really, you know, sort of, as I did, just fell in love with their music and them as people, and
Yeah.
really shone a light on them, which I just, you know, I love it when that's such a great, that has been gifted to me, and I have tried to gift it also. It's such a great, you know, transference of energy, you know.
It really is. It
Yeah.
really is. So who would you say would be your white whale in terms of collaboration?
Ooh. I mean, like, it's just such a nervous one because anything I say is going to sound so obnoxiously lofty.
Okay, I'm sitting here trying not to finger out over you, so it won't sound lofty at all.
I will tell you that my favorite living lyricist right now and is Elvis Perkins. So maybe him, but then I would be, you know, I had the opportunity to meet him once at a show, and as I was heading to the merch table, that he was helming his own merch table, and as I was walking there, I was behind some friends of mine that I was with, and I just took a sharp 90-degree and walked right out the door. So literally ran away from the opportunity to say hi to him.
I'm glad to know I'm not the only one who's done that.
It was my body did it. I didn't even make the decision. It was just, I just turned left and exited.
Yeah. I remember.
So maybe him, that would be like a, you know, a dream situation that I would probably also run away from.
That would be awesome. It reminds me of at the Dove listening party, I so fanned out in front of you, and I mean, I can get up and interview Dennis Leary and have Jimmy Fallon video bomb it, and I'm cool.
Oh my God!
Cool as a cucumber. And then I'm like, oh, there she is.
Oh, you're so nice.
You know, because you've been such a part of my life for 30 years almost.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
So,
that was such a fun party.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, that was just like, so it was so much fun to plan, and like props to Gail Greenwood, who just went all out in the planning of that event too. Just the candy, you know, like really just, we had so much fun putting that together. It was really fun.
A lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. I'm so glad I got to go.
Let me let my dog out of this room. Give me 2 seconds.
Sure.
Husband just came home.
Yeah, my dog is up on our 3rd floor right now, passed out asleep.
She's been I know, that's, I feel like as soon as the weather changes, her whole vibe changes.
Yeah.
Like, all right, this is hibernation time.
Exactly. Till about like 9 o'clock when I'm trying to wind down, then it's playtime.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you most looking forward to, I would say, in the coming year?
I'm looking forward to playing again. We're actually doing a show on January 2nd. It's going to be at Q Division here, and we're going to they have like 3 ISO booths in a main room, so we can do a distanced show, and it's going to take the place. I was supposed to do a residency at the Burren this past summer and fall, which I hope to do. I mean, I hope that happens for real. But this is sort of to take the place of those shows, because they're, you know, a lot of people very kindly opted not to get their tickets refunded because they wanted to continue to support the Burren, which is huge-hearted and awesome. So we're going to do that sort of, it's for the Burren through Q Division on the 2nd. So I'm looking forward to that. And then Belly's still going to do something this summer. And we had actually started to think about the drive-in option, because have you been to any of those drive-in shows like the Dinosaur did one, and the Lemonheads did?
I've been to a couple of the stand-up comedy shows.
Oh, okay. Where did you go?
It was down in the Cape. I want to say Yarmouth.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's one of the ones that we were looking at, and then there's one in New Hampshire. There's actually, I think there are two on the Cape actually, because there's
There are.
Wellfleet, and then yeah. So we were actively starting to talk about that, but now I'm hoping that, if if this vaccine is available soon enough, maybe we could do a late summer festival that, do the thing that we wanted to do, but we'll see.
Well, that gives us, the fans, something to look forward to, too.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to that. And then also the Parkingtons and we really want to do some shows on the Cape and in Boston also, because
Yeah,
we never got to support it.
yeah.
Yeah, it came out in the middle of this. So we'd love to do shows. And then I'm writing with my friend Brian Sullivan from Dylan and the Movies. We're doing a project together right now. So that should be out in late fall of 2021. So I'm looking forward to that too.
Great.
Yeah.
It's funny. Later today I'm going to be talking to Aaron Perino. I'm not sure if you know Aaron. And it dawned on me, that is my white whale combination right there, is you and Aaron Perino collaborating.
Broker it.
I definitely will, man. I think that would be wonderful.
Be our matchmaker.
Because I think the two of you could work some magic together.
Oh, yeah. I mean, God, yes, I would love that.
Yeah. Well, listen, it was a thrill to talk to you.
It was a thrill to talk to you too. I was like, as I was getting on, I was like, I hope she doesn't ask me about horror movies because I don't know.
It's funny. So the channel, like, people are like, oh, is it about horror movies? I interviewed a ska band yesterday. They're like, oh, is it about ska? It's sort of like a grown-up show and tell.
Oh, I love it.
Talk about what I love and share it with people.
Yeah. I have a 14-year-old who is very into it, like very, and for a while, because I am so easily spooked. I like some, I love the beauty, I obviously love some of it, but she's just like, bring it, all of it. And
girl after my own heart.
I know she's only 14, so I've tried to sort of layer, make sure that we're not peeling the onion too fast.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting because her appreciation and her tolerance for it is so deep tissue that I just sort of have to let it go and trust that she, you know what I mean? It's like, she's ready for it, and she really appreciates it, and it's like has a lot to say about it too. It's really kind of cool.
And I think the great thing about horror is it's, especially early on, I remember watching Tales from the Crypt as a child with my dad, and very early on, it's like, okay, this is fiction. Everything that happens in these movies is fiction.
That's what she's,
it's easy to distance yourself from that, I think. Yeah.
When she was little and she started to show this interest, she would say to me, like, it's not real. Like, just looking at me like, why can't you grasp this very simple concept?
Yeah, but when they get into some of those, I guess it's all
She actually had a couple of weeks ago, she called it fear practice. And I thought that was a really cool way to frame it,
I love that. Yeah, because that's exactly what it's, a safe space to explore what fear really means to you.
Right. Yeah.
I love it.
I know. Cool.
Well, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
You too.
Thank you so much.
All right. It was really nice to talk to you and see you.
Take care.
Bye, hon.
Bye.
Bye.